What up? You know, I was feeling pretty good this morning when I woke up. You know, on my way to the farmer's market with two of my babies. You know, I was looking forward to spending time with my family today. Still am. Then I saw the news this morning about a black soldier hanging out at the mall. Then some motherfucker starts shooting up the mall. Oh, pardon my language, kids. So Mickey Ficky starts shooting up the mall. But once again, this heinous act is stopped by another black man, right? This black soldier took it upon himself, because that's how we are built, us black soldiers. Took it upon himself to stop this shooter, to wrestle with him and knock the gun out of his hand. Okay? And what is the first thing? What is the first thing the pigs do when they show up? What do? They shoot the black man, the black soldier, who stopped this heinous act twice. And then refused to give him first aid. Refused to get him an ambulance. Let him die. Let him bleed out on the freaking floor. You know what the most dangerous person is in this country? The white slave patrolman. That's who. And they're puppet masters. You know, we're under attack. This is war. We're at war. We're in a one-sided war where our hands are tied. Our hands are tied. Because the people committing the war crimes are protected. They're protected because all they have to do is say they fear for their life, or they thought they had a gun. I live in Los Angeles. You know, this is just ridiculous. We're not safe anywhere. Last week, black man gets gunned down. Yeah, they firebombed a black family's house. They firebombed a black family's house just last week. It's always been like that. They run people out of neighborhoods, you know, they run black people out of neighborhoods. But this is just getting ridiculous. You know, we're at war. I wasn't even going to do a live today. But then I just had to speak on this because we need to do something. We need to do something because, you know, we're under attack. And, you know, whenever we're murdered by the Slave Patrol officers, They get paid administrative leave, and they get to go on about their day. They get millions of dollars in donations. Hell yeah, they're still targets. Where you been? Yes, we're still targets. It's ridiculous. Like, we can't even help stop a mass shooter. Oh, okay. Nothing wrong with that. You know, it's this whole divide and conquer thing that's being perpetrated. They initiated, we perpetrated. But they have no more love for Mexicans than they do for blacks. They just use one or the other to attack the other. And they feel like Mexicans are a little bit more manageable because they come over, they work hard. You know, they feel like they work harder, and they're just trying to, you know, support their family. And they'll stay in their place. But they don't want a black man to come up and try to take over shit. But you know, this killing in Alabama, you know, is not a surprise, right? Because this happens every week. This happens every day. A black man or a black woman who are innocent. Oh yeah. No, we're all slaves. Poor white people are slaves. But again, it just has to do with who they feel they can manipulate more. The ultimate goal for the elite is to control, to decrease the population and control the narrative and control everybody. And of course, it's easier to control poor white folks because they feel like they're underrepresented, right? Even though they're not. They're not less represented than we are as black people. They're just easier to control because all you have to do is tell them we can make America great again. We can do this. We can deport people and build a wall, and they'll go for it. We see through that. That's when the Democrats come in and say, hey, look, Mexicans and black people, we're here for you, which is double dog bullshit. So, anyway, hold on. Had to fix the sound. But yeah. Police have carte blanche to do whatever they want to people. And the more Negroes they kill, the better. And it seems like the last few months, all this shit has been happening to veterans or soldiers. Either they're committing mass shootings or they're being killed by the police. So not only are poor white folks, Hispanics, and black people under attack, the veterans are under attack constantly. The soldiers are under attack. They can't even be safe in their own homeland. This brother, and not only that, but this young man that was killed yesterday in Alabama, in the mall, was the son of a police officer. If you can believe that. Imagine what that does to his whole outlook on the corps that he belongs to. I'd be raising hell right now. I'd be raising hell. And this should be a wake-up call to you black police officers out there who think you got it good because you're a cop. You know, I have a niece, and her husband's a cop. And I'm gonna tell you a little story, okay? I'm gonna tell you a story. One day, or one night, my niece goes out to a club, okay? She's hanging out with her girlfriends, and she has to use the bathroom. So she goes to the bathroom in the club, and it's locked. Now, the person in there is taking a long time to use the bathroom, and she has to go. So when the person comes out, she says, dang, what took so long, right? She says, dang, what took so long to this person? And this person starts wailing on her, attacks her, okay? Attacks her. Gets her to the ground, and she's trying to defend herself, but this is a surprise attack. She didn't know she was going to be attacked. She didn't know there was a fight. My niece can fight. My niece can fight. She got hands. She just didn't know that there was going to be a fight. She just felt like, you know, I let this person know it took a long time in the bathroom. She wasn't expecting to be attacked. So this person just beats the heck out of her. Bites her fingers when she's trying to push them off, and all this other stuff. And just like, it gets ridiculous, right? Turns out that person was a transvestite, a transgender or whatever, a tranny. Okay? He took it upon himself to use the men's bathroom. Okay? Or the woman's bathroom. And did whatever he was doing in there. I don't know, tucking his penis or what, I don't know what he was doing. And then when you come out and a woman wants to get in the bathroom and she says something to you, you start wailing on her? So, to continue the story, the police are called. This guy takes off or whatever. Security doesn't do jack. All right? Security doesn't do jack shit. They don't do jack. You know, they're just standing around. Her friends didn't help. You know? So I told her she needed new friends. Or to get rid of those. Anyway. So the police show up and they have no intention on finding this individual. They say, the guy took off, and there's really no way to find the person. And besides, if you press charges, you can go to jail too. Just lying to her, telling her she can go to prison, go to jail for pressing charges on the man that beat her ass. All right. So she's scared, and she doesn't want to, she's intimidated by these pigs that are telling her they can't do anything. So when she gets home to her husband, who's a cop, she tells him what happens, and the first thing he does is blame her. Because you know what? My niece has a mouth on her. She can, she's got a little smart ass mouth. But that doesn't mean that you can just start beating on her just because, she says some smart mouth shit. That just means, say something back or keep it pushing. But her punk husband blames her and says, oh, you must have said something smart or something. Instead of comforting his woman and trying to do whatever he can to protect her and to make sure that the police who were in charge of the investigation did their job, he wants to blame her for it. It doesn't want to do anything. Doesn't go down there. Doesn't, you know, just some punk stuff. You know, I bring that up because if you're a cop and you're black, that don't mean you're safe. Because I think eventually he did try to get some stuff moving, but they didn't want to do it. They couldn't find the guy, supposedly. They didn't know who he was. Even though there's cameras everywhere, you know, cameras everywhere, but you can't find out who this person is that attacked my niece. I was hot. But they didn't move for this black police officer. They didn't care. They didn't care that his wife was attacked. The kid that was killed in Alabama, this soldier, this combat engineer, his father was a cop, or is a cop. What is he gonna do? What can he do? What can he do? I don't know. But I do know that you people who think that your vote counted, who think they're elected officials or who they want them to be, what are they gonna do about this type of shit? What are they gonna do about this police terrorist? What are they gonna do? Are your elected officials gonna make sure that there's more oversight? Are they gonna make sure that police officers can't just go on paid administrative leave when they kill someone in such circumstances? The first thing the cops want to do when they show up to a scene is kill a black person. They itching. They itching to kill somebody black. And you know, the guy that was actually shooting in the mall got away while they were focused on this black man and killing him and sitting there and letting him bleed out. He out there. He at large. The law enforcement in this country is failures. They're failures and they're terrorists. I don't know how else to put it. They terrorize. And that's, look up terrorists. You know? You know, we're a persecuted race in this country. I don't care what you say. And this is going to continue unless somebody does something. And I'm talking about the elected officials that you voted for. What they gonna do? No. Martial law? Well, it's possible. If black people decided to start retaliating for all the murders that occur at the hands of the slave patrol, then yeah, there would be martial law. I don't suggest that. That's not the way to do it. What we need to do is change the laws to where we're protected if we do something. We can't do that now because we're not protected. All that's going to happen is we're going to get slaughtered wholesale because we're not organized, because we don't have laws that protect us because we are black. So if we started retaliating, in a certain type of way, then there would be martial law. After that guy killed those 5 cops in Dallas, they started this whole terrorist group, right? And the FBI are saying that black identity extremists are now considered as terrorists, but not white supremacists. They still haven't classified them as terrorists. So yeah, if we started doing what the old boy did in Dallas, there would be martial law like a big dog. But we can't do that. What we have to do is, like I said, change the laws. Get our elected officials that we elected to go in there and put legislation through that would not protect these police officers for killing someone in cold blood. In one state, I forgot what state that is, but they passed a law that would allow a person being harassed and accosted by the police to defend themselves and not get in trouble. Of course, there would be a whole investigation, independent investigation. Of course, if you let the police investigate you defending yourself against a police officer, they're going to find you guilty. So there would be independent investigations. You would go to court, the jury would get all the facts, and you might end up getting away with defending yourself. But that's in one state. We need that we need that nationwide. We need that law nationwide to where we can defend ourselves against the police expressly. Now, we have the right to defend ourselves, but in some states, they don't even allow you to do that with a firearm. You won't. It'll be very difficult to prove self-defense. Some states you got the stand your ground law. Well, we need something like that applies specifically and expressly to police officers as well, not just people, because then they can say, oh, well, law enforcement is a different thing. And no, we need that across the board. That's what we need. We need to be able to defend ourselves. Now, this brother didn't have a chance to defend us. He didn't know that the cops were just going to shoot him. He didn't know that. But perhaps his family, who was there, they could have had something. And this is why we need our Second Amendment protected. We need to pass laws like that, and we need to make sure our Second Amendment laws are protected and get rid of all these dumb restrictions. Because if there was a law like that, then his family, who knows that this man, that this black soldier didn't shoot anyone. You see the police pulling a gun out on your family member, and you think they're about to shoot him down instead of the right person, then you can take it upon yourself to defend your family member from that crazed police terrorist. I don't believe that they didn't know what they were doing. Because just like what happened at the bar in Illinois, where the black man stopped, or a black security guard stopped a shooter from committing mass shootings, everyone was telling the police, no, it's not him, don't shoot him, don't kill him, it's not him, and they shot him anyway. Well, a law would allow someone to defend that young man against a police officer however they saw fit. We need something like that to move. That way, the police will be less inclined to shoot somebody just indiscriminately or discriminately with impunity. Anyway, I'm done with this. I'm done. I'm too pissed. I'm gonna start going off, and I got my kids in the car, and I can't be cussing like that in front of my kids. Just stay safe, man. All right.
No.
If you're black, you gotta be safe. That's the bottom line to it. Black, if you have any melanin, black, Hispanic, Indian, whatever, stay safe. Keep your head on the swivel. And I hate to say this, but mind your business. You know, because if you stop something from happening and you're still with that person that's trying to commit that crime when the police show up, you might be next. Or stop that person and run. Somebody call the police, you call the police, do not wait there with that person. Knock them out or something. Do something to keep that person incapacitated. You get your ass out of there and show up to the police station later so you don't get murdered for saving lives.